have they been cooking up in the kitchen recently? Lots of nades on the pistol round, HE down, and flash to pop S-Tag into middle. Already, Cadian is backed all the way up to the site, and Heroic are gaining info on B. Looking at the short side, lining up nades for Monster if there were to be a commitment, but that is far from the reality we live in. Cadian might even get bypassed on long here. Astralis could walk up toilet and take the A site right now, but Device is in this position and will be joined by S-Tag. One and done corner. Cadian, can he take anyone with him here as Astralis line up this util, and already Heroic start to realize it's far too quiet. They send players walking back up. Device does spot Cadian out on long and tries to keep him here for some time. Finally winning that fight. Smoke in the bank. Tessa's cut out, and now already Heroic put in a retake situation.
And having a retake in a 4-on-5, the double nades into the plant. Glaive, remember that one from Vertigo? They drop him out of the round. A bit of revenge for a time gone by. And Tessez in with the next. So now just 3 players left for Astralis. Oh, they're losing numbers by the second. Dupree trying to stay alive, trying to keep fighting, but he's gone as well. And it's going to fall onto Magisk, 1v3. Bomb planted for him, he's tucked away, they know where he is now, they tap a shot past him, and there's the first tag, Magisk in with the second. And while Tessez does get the trade with
the full reverse sweep on Astralis' pick here. Better late than never though. Lil's out for Astralis in the second round, they buy off the back of the plant.
Now, this is still a very, very good buy for Astralis. You know, you got a lot of Galils, which are weapons, certainly, and then S-Tag as well with the AK. And on the other side, you know, only 3 rifles in play with the Scout and MP9 to kind of supplement it. There's almost more firepower here for Astralis than there is for Heroic. And a 3-man stack in this B site, that's what they're going to have to contest with here. Still haven't given much away in terms of where this is looking to end up. These mid players have been spotted and both of them tagged, so they're going to leave mid and regroup with the rest of Astralis. This boost has been poised to come in all round long, and they're trying to wait for the perfect moment to do it. They boost up Glaive. Doesn't see anything from his perch just yet. 30 seconds, so eventually Astralis is going to have to make this B play happen. And the timing for that might be just about now, as noise is made over at short side. Now utility starting to go in as well. Smoke into heaven. Nobody committed yet, but surely it's got to happen soon. And with the bomb getting dropped at Monster, that's the round over and done with as it stands. They leave it down to the wire, and they come to pay the price for it. They can't even get out of here with all these weapons. That is a disastrous ending to this force buy for Astralis. You know, you leave it so late in the round and everything has to go right. And the moment that that bomb gets dropped, the round is over. Magisk dies after time as...
not the start they would have wanted. Heroic 2-0 up. Great spray for Borup as well, dropping the bomb as the smoke faded inside a Monster. Cadian's going to peek mid with a scout. At least see some Deegs. Very strong buy for Heroic, and Astralis kind of just cobbling together a force. They had to. They knew the Magisk had nothing remaining, and so buying around that fact, giving him a deagle. S-Tag going to get re-peeked from Tessez as the attention was drawn to the deep long player. Heroic give up this control with a man advantage, and that does at least let Astralis pick up the Galil, but 2 players pressuring B in the meantime, walking into Stown.
And I mean walking right into him too. Stan sustains some damage, but Borup following up that grenade will be all that Dupree wrote. Now Magisk on 18 HP with the scout. That's one on a test. It's just really not enough damage being sent.
Well, we've seen that these slow starts are something that Astralis can deal with. But aggression into mid, Heroic, they've got all 5 over on upper. There's no one on B right now. B is empty, in fact. They just swarm over mid. And And now they pressure Device, they deal with him. S-Tag is clearing out the B site, and quite soon he's going to realize that it's clear, so the rest of Astralis get here. That's a very interesting call for Heroic to make. It's left them in a retake, and losing Cadian in heaven, that's a bit of a shame, right? Because a 5-on-4, you can still head into that comfortably. The problem now is that there's still a lot of utility on Astralis, and while Heroic have a lot of their own on the other side, it's going to favor the T's because they can just keep re-smoking these angles and force Heroic to go through them. dupreeh even boosted up into heaven. Surely you're not ready for this if you're Heroic. Glaive holding close to the smoke, spamming and running away. Another man dropped for Heroic. This might just have to be the save, really. So much time ticked off of this bomb. dupreeh still lurking in the heavens, and he could deny these weapons getting held onto for the Heroic squad. Going deep, does get bested by NiKo. Astralis going to get there first, and that is all on the back of the quick scout from S-Tag into that B site with quite the surf at the end.
You love that. It's just something
with 4 up with dupreeh in the heaven. I think he gets spotted by Stown on the retreat. That's why NiKo's ready for him.
AWP still in Cadian's hands, but it's Device taking a brunt of the damage in the early of the round. And you look at this in a different way too. You say, okay, well, what if it's alrighty then, S-Tag, Vac, of course. You can look at it that way. Haven't seen that shot land in a while.
Yeah, you usually just do that out of spawn, right, as fast as you can. Catching CTs get aggressive, but that's just a random mid-round spray. It works wonders. It's about time Astralis had one of their own, right? Heroic managed to, or Borb specifically managed to kill players boosting up outside of B through the wood there as well. So Astralis is time to shine. And Tessa's re-aggression.
An eye for 2 eyes. That's what they say, Hugo.
A fair trade. Oh, they're going to go through. There's no flash being lined up. They're just waiting in the smoke fade. It could be good. S-Tag, he realizes, but it's all too little too late. Borb and NiKo combining for the kill. Now getting out of there are Astralis. Bomb left in con. Still Tessa's on long, yet to be seen. Avoided by Device, but for good reason. He's gone up to the site, and Cadian is there in time to deal with him. Tessa's pushing a toilet. Here's the rotate down, and oh, he's a little bit late. He lets Glaive get by. That's at least info. Heroic now know that it's going to be a B play, and if they lose the site, Tessa's can slip the knife in the back.
Yeah, he's kind of like the ace in the hole at this point. And now he has struck. It's dupreeh that falls first, and the remaining 2 players of Astralis thereafter.
Stown with a very, very good mid-spawn. It wouldn't surprise me if we see him take a peek here on the back of it. Cadian's even got a second AWP at long, so Stown actually heads into the connector. He does get here quickly, but so does Magis. They hear that AWP ring out.
Oh, not again.
Another kill through walls. This time, though, it's spamming beneath the boost into the B site. Magis to open the round up. These spams have been kind to Astralis. And this time, they don't waste any time, right? They just group up immediately after getting that kill, looking to hit this B site fast. We're looking at Borup, and we're looking at Tessez, the 2 AKs in this round for Heroic, to try and rise above it all. Then as a man at the sandbags, not sandbags, barrels rather, and he gets found by Magis, looking for a bit more. It's all very, very chaotic right now, and Tessez finally beats him, but blind as a bat, they deal with him. Stown's AWP dropped as well, a nut shot from dupreeh to get it. Finally, Astralis, they remedy this problem. They get a second on the board, and they leave Cadian with no choice but to hold on to his AWP.
Yeah, that pick at the start certainly helps for Magis, but I love the call that's made right after. Like, just commit, group 5, hit monster, go quick. As, you know, we've seen many rounds, Heroic have re-aggressed and grabbed that info. Think back to Tessa's in the toilets, and Heroic have had stacks in the right place. Back to solo AWP, right? Obviously, Stown does lose it in the previous round, but yeah, we just haven't seen a lot from his second AWP in this series yet. Maybe things will change moving forward, or maybe he'll just stick to the rifle. Nade mid misses for Tessez. And again, the monster aggression. Magis spots it this time around. Astralis know what they're up against, and they're stacked to deal with it. Re-peek for Magis finds a trade, and that favors the T's.
Yeah, Cadian's still here with this AWP, and they do start to push a man through short side, but dupreeh is ready for it. Heroic, they're feeding the beast that lies at Monster, and they find themselves in this 2-on-4 now. It's Cadian and Tessez. They're gonna have to stand and deliver, and there's still so much time left at Astralis. They can end up anywhere, and that's one of the scary things right about now for Heroic. Currently split 1-on-1 between either bomb site. That might change based on what these individuals see.
Oh, this is so creepy.
dupreeh is right there. And if he even tries to move out of this corner, surely he's dead. Also, look at Device on this mini-map. He's been scoped up, full Cyclops all the way through long, and he's now going to make the call that this A site is clear. Tess does that, gamble that rotation.
Oh, you want to take a leg shot, do you?
Cheeky little dupreeh gives cadiaN the legs, but that's about all he'll give him. All the skin he's showing, as now this A site belongs to Astralis. They move in uncontested. Now, there's two ways to look at this. Like, you know you've got a 2-on-3 at A because you've just spotted dupreeh outside of the B site. You just don't know how deep Astralis have gotten, and that's the scary part here. And Device is very deep indeed. He's all the way up in heaven.
Nah. Sometimes you got to play the round full scope. And then when you finally see someone, you're not scoped in, of course. Easy round for Astralis. They're going to come out of it 4 alive. Device grabbing the last 2 in the round.
Rounds to build that money, and this could be one of them. Heavy nades in mid. Device is ready, but the AUG is not.
Yeah, gives that AUG right back to its founder.
Oh dear, cadiaN's AWP here as well, and a second man does get into the site, but that's the thing, Astralis, they've got to get into B, and they've got to go now, because look at the connector. It is overrun by Heroic. They get into the site. cadiaN is still here with that AWP, but the nade brought him down low. S-Tag holding on to Con. They rush through, and there's one, and the second as well. Trying to keep this all under wraps, but Stown does get the trade. And Heroic, they're spurred on now. They didn't really have much coming into this round, and so a 3-on-2, they're keen to make the most of it. Magisk and dupreeh inside of the site. There's one for Magisk, but he's brought down very, very low. Borup gonna finish the job, and it's down to a 1v1. The low HP cadiaN versus dupreeh. Time ticking against cadiaN, and he's got to find this kill. He's got to find it quick. dupreeh dancing with the stars right now.
Wow.
And cadiaN will get the frag, but it's still 4 on the board for Astralis.
Oh, that is an unbelievable 5-1 to 5-4. Or back in Con.
Was that Heroic who blew the door open in the first place, or was it Astralis?
Both teams have been doing it, especially I've seen Heroic do it twice.
Yeah, I thought it was, but cadiaN looked very, very startled by it, and then had to draw his attention away from Con.
NiKo was also crouching to boost down on top of his head at the half wall, the half boost. So I think, yeah, maybe it was just something that cadiaN wasn't ready for.
It's a shame, because he was literally milliseconds away from finding Glaive down in the connector. Now, Stown flashed in at short side. There are players here, 2 of them to be precise, for either side. And no one gets that information. Magisk has snuck out through mid. He's got guys in connector with him, and he's got that bomb on his back. He walks into the prying eyes of cadiaN, and that there is the bomb dropped in the toilets. Tess says, had a chance to keep it under control for Heroic, but Glaive will trade it out and keeps the bomb belonging to Astralis. Device, meanwhile, down through long, and no one's even considering this for Heroic. This could be their undoing. cadiaN and NiKo both looking short side. Device, I think he's seen the barrel of the AWP, and there's one locked in. Doesn't know about NiKo.
This is weird.
NiKo's trying to play the trigger discipline. He's trying to bait the rest of Astralis into A. They don't know that he's here. This could be huge. Yeah, he let Device go, but it was all to try and pick up the round on his own. There's the kill onto the bomb plotter, but he's got to get more out of this. And there's almost a follow-up, but not quite. If he gets one more kill there, he might have just saved the round for Heroic. But not meant to be. And Borup left all alone, having to try and hold on to this M4. A really nice idea from NiKo, right? So close.
It's just a delay of S-Tag, right? He's just a few seconds too late, and that's such a benefit to Astralis. As NiKo, he has to stop the bomb plant in order to win the round, therefore giving away his position. S-Tag has time to go in for the trade rather than just be caught looking the wrong way. That's a really nice attempt. NiKo did everything he could, but without both kills, it's a done round. It's Astralis building and building some more. Borup saving his gun, should get away just fine, even with Device around the corner.
And even at the end of the round, you could tell Astralis still trying to apply pressure.
Supported by an SMG and pistols. They've been very aggro on these mid plays. Astralis have been defaulting on the right rounds, right? They know when Heroic are broke. They know when they feel the need to get aggressive. And Astralis are usually waiting for it. Two in connector. Mad just being loud with a jump nade. Should bang out someone at the top of the stairs, but backing up his Tesses. Nade again from the CT side. Oh, they combo with a flash, and Dupree, fully blind, mows him down. Heroic had a lot of ideas around this door nade, from flashes to boosts. And even then, even the idea is great, but the execution, well, it comes from Astralis, killing another player at long. This round is as good as done.
Yeah, they know where NiKo is, and, you know, 5v1, they don't even have to go walking into him. So they can just move into this empty A site with all the time in the world. NiKo, anywhere he looks, he's going to find some pretty stiff opposition from Astralis. Two players here holding short side, and Dupree is there to close it out with 3. The hat trick in the round. Astralis now up in the lead again. Already some similar feels as that Vertigo game, with a strong start from Heroic, then Astralis finding their footing and just not letting off the gas. We got this reinvestment coming back through from the Heroic side. AWP on Cadian, that's what you want to see. Kit for Stown, that's the only kit in the round, something to bear in mind. Once it gets down to the nitty-gritty. No AWP in sight for Astralis, purposeful.
Yeah, worth noting, since Device traded his AWP for an AUG, he's not bought one back, even with many opportunities to do so. So that, you know, does make the decision seem a lot more purposeful than anything. Astralis absolutely fine with the rifles on this T side, and they go back to B short with a smoke deep con, knowing that it has been naded time after time. And just clearing connector. NiKo setting up flashes towards the monster. 4 on B for Heroic. Not wanting to give away any early kills. Astralis even watching for the triple boost, worth noting. Ready for anything and everything. And with what Heroic have been showing in the CT side, I don't blame Astralis for being ready for that. Oh, talking of boost though, it's Device going up on long. Oh, give it another go maybe. Did he get the info? Looking for a player on top of the flower beds, but Cadian was a little further back, and so I don't think anything can be gained off of that for now. No longer able to stand on the balloons.
Still want to play for it, though. They still want to give it a whirl. Towards long, that is. Cadian slides on out. Just a creepy crawl out, and he's going to get owned by Device.
Who needs an AWP?
Yeah, basically.
NiKo and Tesses do this little crossfire setup, but NiKo's going to get checked first and dealt with. Tesses on the swing is only good for 1 in response, and so already Heroic are gearing up to save again, but Dupree, he's not a fan of letting them keep this money going strong over on the CT side. Borup should be good for the trade, and he is. The 1v3, likely just going to be the AK ducking out of there. That is indeed the case. Now, Glaive hears all of this as well.
Up the ladder we go. Oh, man. Poor guy.
Oh, Device might have this. All right, Borup going to get away with the AK for now. But even more bodies coming his way. Glaive down through Con. S-tag in middle.
Well, that's
yeah. Sorry, bud. There it is. Glaive removing that 1 attempt at the save. A team ace for Astralis. 7 on the board, and once again, the money is gone for Heroic.
First tactical timeout coming in for Heroic, too. You got to wonder what it is they're going to strategize about. Big shot there from Cadian at long, or excuse me, Device onto Cadian at long. Doesn't get much prettier than that.
Yeah, and every time Heroic have tried to save, right, you know, they've been getting away with the AWP from time to time. Other than that, it's been brutal for Astralis, punishing everyone they can. Money is a mess. A timeout from the CT side as Heroic tried to spread this cash around. Deagle armor certainly available. You can get some nades as well. We've seen some cool ideas there. But not really many like bomb plant situations, right? I mean, Astralis are getting plants and they're winning rounds off of that due to these saves, but it's not like Heroic have ever really tried to go for any of these retakes, right? Other than that like 5-man push mid where they attempt it down on B, but Astralis have already taken heaven control. They had a defuse on the pistol with a nade setup, but yeah, other than that, it's just been Astralis right now running the board. Device continues his display in middle, finding Cadian first.
Device is like, I don't even know why you guys say rifling's hard. It's easy. They even spot these players trying to go aggressive at short. And with all four Heroic in this B site, maybe they entice Astralis in to deal with these short players. They know about Tesses, but they don't know about Stown. He's already crossed to the sandbags, and he is going to blindside Glaive.
Oh, of course.
Tag wins the wall bang again, of course. And now Borup's Deagle delivering onto Device, leaving Magisk and S-Tag in a 2-on-3 up against the partial investment on Heroic. There is a chance now for Heroic, a very real one at that. They fall back at the B site. They give it up and they play the boost. Now, the danger to this, right, is the moment that gets spotted, Astralis can move into B, knowing that there's no resistance outside of these CT players. And if that bomb goes down, this could be a very different round. So you need Tesses to do something from this. And there it is, the Deag onto S-Tag. Magisk, he might have the info that they're both in CT. But he's all alone. Let's grab the bomb. Smoke down at bridge, gonna get it planted. Both players for Heroic going up into heaven. Magisk swings for the first, gets the info on one of them. Doesn't spot anyone at CT either. It's this double heaven setup that he's just not aware of. There's one of them. Still doesn't know that Tesses is there, so brought down even lower. And Borup now arriving at short. Magisk, oh, he's just gonna get away. He just gets away in time. Now taking the fight at short, but Borup holds his own, and the defuse gonna come in. Heroic get it done with Deagles.
Talk about the impact of the Deagle right there. Tessis, the bread and butter of that round for Heroic. Right place, right time, right crosshair placement.
Yeah, Borup as well, even get...
Oh, the mid-molly extinguished, but you hear that noise. If you're Heroic, you know there's players out in mid, so that's going to give Cadian his time to shine now with this orb. Tesses challenging in the connector. Oh, he's going to win that fight out onto Magisk. So a man advantage for Heroic as they look to try and even out that scoreline once again at the end of the half.
I like how Heroic have defaulted back to nading door every round and just spamming for it, boosting for it, flashing the con player in from B. Right there is a player in heaven shooting Glaive in the legs. Astralis, they've lost a player. They're just going to group and hit B, but it's already Stown starting things off with this orb and taking a 5-on-3 for Heroic.
Now we've seen Astralis in these kind of situations look for the answers inside of this B site. And now would be the perfect time to do that again with just 2 here for Heroic. There will probably come a time where we see someone leave A. That smoke there, thrown from inside of the A bomb site by NiKo. That falls late and blocks off this point for Device. They're going to look to boost Glaive up. There is a kill there. Stown walks into it, but they don't get away with it. The nade might. Brings him even lower, but Stown is still a threat. However, Glaive is quick to deal with him. Run past each other in Monster. Device knows that someone is here somewhere, but he's pincered between NiKo and the Monster Man, and it's all left onto Dupree, who's got to be a Monster Man up into the site, looking for them, but none of the kills given over. It's 7 on the board for Heroic, and Dupree dies after time.
That's fine, though. It's last round of the half. They have the money for it. He calculated it in his brain before even going in for that peak. I imagine someone even told him, yeah, you can give it a go. Because any kill you get there, any money you take away from Heroic is worth it as far as Astralis are concerned. And you can see that their cash has no issue. Device even has the AWP. He's back on it as well, right? Especially noticing this double AWP of Heroic and it finally coming to fruition. Great play from Stown, actually getting away with kills as well this time and even surviving after that nade combo with the boost hits him. Back to 2 on B for Heroic. And NiKo alone in the connector. Is he hiding? No, okay, he's up the stairs. He looked very close on the mini-map, but they're creeping and crawling up on him. And Astralis know at any point a flash could come through this doorway. And NiKo could go for the peak, but right now he's tucked, waiting. Spam from B, keeping the pressure up. Just, oh, the double check, and he goes back for more, getting that kill. Doesn't believe it the first time around. Cadian drops Device in middle after he took down Tesses, and Astralis know where one of these orbs are. They go down and into the depths below, back to that B bomb site.
Yeah, Cadian is arriving on this flank while the rest of Astralis try and get into B. There is still a man here to deal with Cadian. Both players for Heroic now down in the site. They lose the con rotate,
the bomb.
but Borup has put up a double. Finally cancelled out by Magis. Down here, left in a 1v2. He's had a quiet game on Vertigo. Just as quiet here on Overpass, but this second AWP now needs to deliver, and he can't. Dupree locks in 8 for Astralis at the end of the first half. This second map is as close as we can get it. Find out if Astralis lock in a grand final, or if this gets taken to a third in just a moment.
Through T-spawn and into that A site, but Astralis, they've seen players here, so they know that, okay, things have gone awfully quiet. Where have they gone? Long. Magis is about to get the info.
Yeah, Magis could be the difference maker here. Heroic really trying to keep Astralis guessing. Now, the problem is they don't really know where Astralis could be either. And this heavy connector presence that still exists with 2 could make all the difference. Up they come. Dupree spots the man in toilets. And now sees Tessez with the bomb. That there is maybe going to pull an early rotation from Dupree in through the B site. Magisk ready and waiting at long, but can't connect anything right away. Down. Will pipe up with one, and Glaive, they've already wrapped him in the site. There's the 5-7 in with a double. They've given a few to Glaive, and now we're into a 2-on-2. S-Tag arriving up through the connector. Dupree rotated through that B site, but Borup bests him. They're going to try and rotate down to B. This is going to be very, very close. I think Borup should be all good.
Just barely.
Ooh, he's going to get there.
Wow, what a crazy
second
call.
Left to plod, and S-Tag still clearing out the A site. That reality, that bomb has gone down in B, dawns on him just a second too late. There's a man in heaven. Stown is there to lock it in, and I love that from Heroic.
My, oh my. Big round for Stown as well, right? Nice to see getting up into the action on that A site. Deegs down on the lower bomb site right now. Scout and Device moving back to A. That's where Heroic are taking control. Very late out of middle, right? Waiting for aggression. None gets delivered.
Now, Device and Dupree, they don't know it yet, but there's a lot of danger in these toilets. Device on his scout lands the tag, but that's it. And Dupree was meant to follow up there. He doesn't. And so in the absence of that, Astralis have got to rotate players off of B. This is heard by Stown, who's been at short the entire round. And so Heroic now going down on that B rotate. They're already past Magisk and his defense here.
Yeah, it's going to get a lot dirtier before it gets any cleaner. At least for the side of Astralis. Just a few seconds away from seeing a bomb plant here for Heroic. Magisk and company backing away. No armor. They can maybe hold on to these deagles, or perhaps even take a weapon out of Cadian's hands, who seems to be lingering around over here in the toilet.
Oh, it's about time. They get one kill. Can Glaive follow up? There's a gun dropped over there at least, but Tess is...
Do maths while you're live. That's like the old saying.
Ooh. Oh, dear.
Oh, NiKo tried to play trigger discipline and does get away with one, but now the kind of success he might have is a little bit up in the air. These USPs are able to find him.
He's just trying to stop that AK from getting away, and while he does, eventually he's dropped in the process.
If Device gets a kill, Harry, it may never matter. So there's that at least to worry about. But yeah, Device, he often has no issue going for glass cannon, right? And just get a flash smoke with it. We'll see if it plays into the round at all, as Heroic don't seem to be heavy hunting these guns down. Stown certainly ain't giving away his AK on his own. Nice grenade for Cadian, wow.
Touchdown pass from Cadian even, good grief.
Oh, Device. No kill today, but he'll save the AK. And actually...
See the weapons come out for Astralis. Now would be the time to bounce back to keep it competitive. As they did in the first map, Vertigo going their way.
I want this to go all three, though. Yeah. And if anyone else is in that same boat, you're hoping that Heroic can keep showing this this face over on the T side. Now, a lot at Monster. This is just looking like a all-in B play. Device has pushed mid. And so he's got this information that it's looking like it's going to be B, and that means Astralis, they're fine to keep 3 players here.
The old AWP flank.
Heroic, they might be about to run to their demise. They open up onto Glaive, but there's more where that came from. S-Tag playing around this smoke, in with one. Shipped down from the monster side, but Maj is here to help out. Let's keep his teammate alive. S-Tag on fire, still going, and there's the flank from Device. It is all left onto Cadian. Mac-10 and a dream in the 1v3, and S-Tag is there to snuff him out. It's 9 on the board. And
somehow survives on top of the barrels, getting mollied, and even aggresses further. There's that B monster smoke coming out of spawn, and Heroic back to this B bomb site. Will it be a fast rush? They at least set up quick, but taking the short water instead. Flashed out is down, eats a nade on the way in. Imagine just spams the smoke in anticipation. Beautiful work. Astralis up a man into this gun round. This is going to put Heroic on Eco, right? So a lot of pressure. NiKo doing his best Device impression, running up long as fast as he can, but Device might hear it. Oh dear, the AWP coming in with a peek, and he gets the info. There's the shot from Device. Not a hard one for him at all. dupreeh hears them coming above, and that can be the bomb delivered to his feet. It goes up and then back down. A nade to follow, and dupreeh with a package in his control.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Fortune cookie that Heroic did not want.
It's even harder than dropping pop. Longer ladder. Oh, the lineup was almost.
Yeah, almost, right?
For Borup, it's kind of a tease. He can look down the ladder, he sees the bomb just kind of hanging out, just sitting there. What are you going to do about it, Borup? What are you going to do about it? Smoke dropped by dupreeh. It's closer, looking for a little bit of a one-way. He's got a nice one.
Like that. And at this point, if they don't get the bomb in the next few seconds, the round's done via time anyway. There's no way Astralis would offer up 4 kills with the players on all sides of the map. And so Heroic, they've already thrown in the towel. They're just holding, hiding, waiting. And Astralis might push in the final few seconds to get these kills after time. Certainly enticing.
I mean, look at how constricted Heroic are right now. They can't go anywhere. Astralis have closed in on every available exit, so they know exactly that these 2 players are just waiting over here. Toward T-ramp, here comes dupreeh, but not going to go up the ladder. Just grabs the AK.
I like that call for Astralis, because they need their own money on the CT side anyway, right? Like, it hasn't built up, they haven't got cash to play with. They only just found their first rifle win on this CT side a moment ago. So, yeah, it makes sense. He'll be stuck at 2 to 3K. So, yeah, already a bit of a problem, but the benefit of that is Cadian can still try and win the round here for Heroic with this AWP. Borup alongside him. It's a 2-man army.
Look at dupreeh. Pretty sure he saw the jump spot there. Just enough to give him the creeps to back away. Look at this. Things are about to get real strange out here at long. Cadian with AWP. They're going to try to fade a shot out here at the end of long from the Astralis side. Just simply not there, though. Glaive not trying to fight them. Doesn't have an AWP. Doesn't really have that range. dupreeh's going to be there to back him up. So far, they're lining him up. Tessus found himself in a solo duel, but has some help from Stan, who comes in from the bathrooms.
Nice bait there for Tessus as well, right? Like, gives him a jiggle, draws his attention to the fight, and then he gets sidelined.
Clotheslined. 10 to 10. 4 to 4.
Cadian's the one guy with armor. He's also the one donning the AWP as well. These 2 rifles are going to get aim punched if they try and long out a fight. So this has got to be swift from Heroic. It really, really does. Cadian leading the charge with the AWP. Has the rest of the gang here to help him out. And they're going to go through the Molotov. Glaive was not ready for it. Device now holding down the toilets. But this site is still falling into the hands of Heroic, whether they like it or not. There's a kill onto NiKo, and this bomb plant can't go down just yet because of the presence of the guy in toilets. Cadian, good for 1 in the bank, but with 10 seconds left, and S-Tag doubling up.
Tag even stays on the site in that 2-on-1 with 10 seconds up, right? Cadian was looking for the bomb, and S-Tag just dones him to close it. Such a confident player. We have really seen this guy come into his own inside of Astralis. I can't wait to see more from Bubsky as well. But right now, Astralis looking to get to that grand final spot. 5 rounds away from it. NaVi waiting in the wings. Already coming in through that upper bracket. tech on Katie. Magis has pushed Monster. NiKo doesn't realize, and he's walking in blind, dead through the wall. Bombs even dropped in the con side. That nade on the door. Astralis using their own tricks against Heroic. And that re-aggression on short not coming through. Glaive sets up outside of the Monster instead. Heroic 3 outside B, but with this control for Astralis, as long as Glaive gets the information, Magis can come in on that retake. Rotates are a long way away. Other than that, Magis turning around a non-pivotal time. Borup walks through the smoke, and Magis is there to deal with him. Stown expects more after Borup kills Glaive, but it's actually an empty B site. He doesn't know it, but he's stalling his own clock out. 30 seconds going back for Magis, who hasn't even moved a muscle. Patience is a virtue for Astralis. As a scout for Cadian does get seen. Device avoids it. Back to the A site with you.
Yeah, that's not necessarily what they call him, Sleepy Joe Astralis. It's just not really got the same ring to it, I think. Device not looking to sleep on anyone. In fact, he puts Tessus to sleep. That is the end of that. And Wolf around just garnering some pistols for Heroic. Somewhat to be expected.
Yeah, but Device is looking to give us something special here in the toilets. Tags Cadian back, but this pistol player in NiKo will get the better of him. And Glaive has now been deleted as well. There's an AWP in the hands of NiKo.
And they're still nervous.
Yeah, this could still get out of hand, right? This could still get snuck past the keeper. Astralis in a 3-on-4. Sending dupreeh on a bit of a scouting mission in through long, while the rest of Heroic are now setting up to hit the A site. Magisk is rotating up to A, and that's because of S-Tag's forward position outside of B. Now, what I will say is if the bomb rotated through connector, B would be empty. And also, if it goes A, S-Tag is so far away that you are relying on Magisk and dupreeh to do the bulk of the damage here. It is going to be the A play. Magisk on the truck. They're already close. He does deal with Borup, looking to follow up, but Stown besting dupreeh. And now all the attention is on Magisk inside of this site. There's another for him. The bomb going down. He's not able to stop that, but he is still putting up numbers until Stown puts a stop to him. And Cadian is there with the AWP as well. Heroic.
Vertigo, they're looking for the full reverse sweep if they want to win this series and go to the grand final. Astralis still with money yet. One more buy before they're broke. If they lose this, that could really put Heroic right in the crosshair of a third map. Methodical mid-take for Tessus, keeping Astralis out. They'll retake long instead with the re-aggression. The device all posted, dupreeh pushed. Back down connector. Heroic want to clear everything out before they commit to anything. Don't want a player in their backline, but Glaive looks to be that guy pushing up on the short side. He gets traded. NiKo catches him, knife out, running right back. Just good jump spot for information as Heroic is set up outside of B. That bomb is still late in spawn. Will it be the long player going back to get it? Borup is closer. Heroic still defaulting, still coming up with an idea as to where they want to end right now. Don't have any more information other than there are B players. And there are A players. And that is true. 2-2 per site. Re-smoke on the Monster from Magisk, and that will stall things out yet.
Yeah, Cadian taking his sweet time. Speaking of the time, we're down to 30 seconds in the round, so.
Yeah, dupreeh. Here's the footsteps. Cadian not ready for a close player. And now Device, he's given an AWP's playground here. They're going to come up short side, all three of them. One already crossed to the flower beds, but Device, he's cutting them down. Does fall back into the bank. Bomb plant coming through for Stown and NiKo, but a 2-on-4 and looking for the man they lost at long. dupreeh wins that out, and Stown dropped by Device as him and dupreeh hold down that A site between the two of them.
Got to show us why. Him v Device. dupreeh. Oh dear, he sees a player wide with that nade. So much damage done by the HE, but still NiKo got deep. He eats another one. Helped out by Device, who's now posted up on the party as well. dupreeh tucked in the toilets. Device can take a shot, fall back, and they might not even expect dupreeh in this position. It's long all over again. Device mollied out, has to give it up. dupreeh swaps sides with that smoke, and Heroic filter out through mid.
So creepy, too.
Oh, this could give them a bit of a false sense of security. They've gone through the smoke. Device, while he does get away with one, it's now dupreeh and his responsibility to clean up the toilets. And here he is, toilet brush in hand. dupreeh doubling down, and NiKo falling back in the sight. It's all onto Stown. 1v4. Astralis about to reach 14, and yet unless Stown with 55 seconds left, no bomb, nothing going his way, is able to deliver us one hell of a clutch. He does deal with dupreeh, but Stown, he's been pretty quiet in this series, not the usual man that we look to. If there ever was a time to change that up, it's right here, right now. 40 seconds left on this clock, so time is not his friend. Astralis are not his friend either. So Stown's got to try and roll with the punches here. Edging forward, looking to get the bomb. S-Tag and Magisk back inside of the site to deal with. This is quite the duo to run into.
And Glaive just making sure there's no funny business coming from the B side. Not a whole lot of time to work out here as they're down.
Yeah, he needs the plot, and yeah, he's not going to get it. S-Tag swings from the truck.
Plus, there are only 2 on the lower site. They're going to start to stack it, you see, throwing 3 down lower with Device on the monster smoke from above.
Even
Making
blind.
sure that doesn't happen again.
And even blind, they're just running into each other repeatedly, right? Repeatedly. Maybe repeatedly too.
Another B rush, and this time Glaive and Magisk get away with a lot of damage. Now, 3 players inside of B. This is going to be a rough one for Heroic. They have to try and break through this defense somehow. There's so many smokes. Down is lost in them and falls on the head of S-Tag. Device with the AUG, dropping the bomb, dropping a double, and leaving it all on Cadian, who does spot dupreeh, but this fight could go either way, and it's gonna be dupreeh closing that one out. 15 for his support coming from Conside. dupreeh putting it in the advantage of Astralis, and now Glaive wrapping in as well. Astralis might have got this one dead to rights. It's 1 man left, and Astralis, it looks like they've done it. Cadian doing all he can, but it's not going to be enough. It is do it. They lock in a grand final placing versus NaVi, their first Pro League grand final in 2 whole years, and we're going to see them go toe-to-toe with CIS's best.